When it comes to your business, no one provides better security and life safety systems than Safety Systems. Protect your employees, your products, and your records with a single phone call. Professional technicians ready to design, install, and monitor your cutting-edge fire and security systems. Electric locks and surveillance cameras. Emergency and after-hours response and repairs. Trust Safety Systems, East Tennessee's leader in security and life safety systems.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Have you been hurt in a car wreck? Every red dot on this map marks a car wreck case worked by the car wreck attorneys, Bill Hotz and Associates, like this one on the Andrew Johnson Highway.
Ann got hurt in a wreck between two trucks. The insurance companies blamed each other and just wouldn't be fair. So we took it to court and got Ann a settlement of $180,000. We've been fighting these battles for 30 years and we're ready to fight for you right now.
Experience you can trust. Bill Hotz and Associates.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like G3 John boats, built Gator tough. G3 Johns include all the features you could want from a workhorse boat. Massive live well capacity, lockable storage, even a midship fuel tank that allows for smoother running. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
The following is a presentation of Fox 43 Sports.
You are watching the Sports Source Kickoff with John Pennington, presented by Madisonville Marine.
Good Thursday evening and welcome into the Sports Source Kickoff presented by Madisonville Marine. This is our Music City Bowl preview. We will try and get you as up to speed on Nebraska as we possibly can and also give you our feelings on the game. Just the big question, how good can Tennessee's defense be after a month off? We'll dive into all of that. First segment of our program brought to you by, of course, Madisonville Marine. The first segment, we always want to tell you about these guys. They do a tremendous job. madmarine.com is where you can find more. And right now, through the 31st, clock's ticking. Right now through the 31st, you can get down there and get the great G3 90 Days to Save sales event rebates on G3 boats, $750 to $1,500 back, and that's depending on the model you buy. Madisonville Marine. All right, want to welcome in the wave of panelists here. We have Mike Griffith from SECCountry.com. We have VFL in his non-partial orange jacket, Sterling Hinton.
Yes, sir.
And VFL Will Overstreet down there. Guys, I appreciate you being with us. We usually start the show by saying what's at stake, and in my view, that's simply the difference between fan anger and fan outrage. I don't see much in terms of positivity that can come from this bowl. Unfortunately, as that may be, I think there's more negative that could come of this bowl. If you win it, the angry people are still going to be angry. If you lose it, I think you're going to have some more people peel off the bandwagon, and the volume is going to grow in terms of grumbling this off season, right or wrong. I think that's what you're going to have. So what's at stake? Anger and outrage. There's a difference between the two. All right. Instead of 3 up, 3 down, which we usually do here in this first segment, haven't played in a month, so we're going to skip the down. All right. I'm going to make this easy on you. I want each of you to give me a guy. 3 Vols who must play their best games for Tennessee to beat Nebraska. Mike Griffith, I will start with you.
I'm going to take the most obvious one, John. I'm going to take Josh Dobbs. Dobbs has got to have a good game. I don't know if he needs to have his best game because he's had some amazing football games, but if Josh Dobbs brings his A game, Tennessee will beat Nebraska. He's the leader of the team, multi-talented guy, great attitude, brought a lot of energy to these bowl practices, really set the bar high, And you just got to hope for Josh Dobbs' sake that he does something that Team Martin and Peyton Manning couldn't do, and that's beat Nebraska in his final game as a Vol.
And if he wins this game, he will be only the second Vol quarterback ever, along with Peyton Manning, to win 3 bowl games, to start and win 3 bowl games.
Pretty impressive.
It is impressive. Sterling Hinton, who needs to have a big game?
Well, I'm going off the scale a little bit because I'm waiting to see this guy come out. Cam Sutton. And I tell you why. We got a quarterback situation that's iffy. We want that guy to make him be terrible. And I know he will. He's got a month to heal up of that injury he came back on this year. He's playing in the bowl game, getting ready to go to be a Sunday player. Derek Barnett's going to make it easier on him with the rush on the end. Cam Sutton, game of the year.
Will Overstreet, who's your guy?
Real easy one. Got to pick somebody on defense. Obviously, we've seen that for the last part of the year. Not been very good. Derek Kirkland Jr. Supposedly he's back from 70% healthy playing the rest of the year to 100%. He's got to have his best game. Middle linebacker, guy in the middle, is what can help stop the run, help close up some of these holes. He's also the ability to blitz and get to the quarterback as well as dropping in coverage. He's got to be all over the field. He's got to have the best game he's had to support and help fill in some of these gaps that they have. He's got the speed and the ability to do it, but he's got to show up and really play well.
I'll give you a guy I want to see do well in special teams, running the football, catching the football out of the backfield, lined up in the slot, moved all over the place. This final game at Tennessee, give Josh Dobbs some help. I want Alvin Kamara to have a big, big game. I think if you get Dobbs and Kamara firing on both cylinders, even with Tennessee's defense, and I know what I saw at Vanderbilt a month ago, I don't know that Nebraska could keep up, minus their top receiver and with questions at the quarterback position. Let me start with Will down here on this next question. We'll see if we have time for everybody. Talking about that defense, and you just mentioned it. Kirkland is a good example of a guy who came back, played hurt, wasn't 100%. Now they've had a month off. Some of these guys are going to be closer to 100% now. Also, you've been able to hit in practice, which they pulled off of during the regular season because you downed so many bodies. They didn't want to get people hurt in practice. I think that plays a role in the way you play. So you've been able to hit a little. You should be healthier. How big of a change can you see in this defense after a month, Will?
I think you can see a tremendous amount of improvement, especially, I mean, what you don't really know from the outside looking in is how many of these guys were playing at 60, 70%. Even the guys you didn't get back were actually playing hurt, fairly well, significantly hurt at times, and being able to stay out there in the field. You'll see after a month, because there'll be guys that have significant improvement in where they were. But I think the biggest thing that might come out of this, a lot of times you saw in this defense this year being confused, not really knowing where they needed to be, not going to the right spots, talking a lot between each other as the ball's being snapped. This gives them a great opportunity for the defensive coordinator to sit down with the guys to have a month to say, this is our game plan, and really seal and lock that in. Not make it too complex, but add more complexity than you could during the regular season.
We talked a lot during the regular season. I think it was fair. We said that injuries played a role. How big of a role you want to give that is up to the individual, but it's not an excuse, it's a reality. Now, that said, if Tennessee comes out after a month and looks just as bad as they had in those last 2 or 3 weeks, my view of the injuries is going to come down a little bit. Is that fair? Will the outcome of this game impact how big of an excuse injuries are?
I will tell you a bigger conviction or guilty statement of there's a bigger problem than injuries. If you see guys still confused out there and not knowing where to go and talking amongst themselves after a month, to me that's a bigger indicator of you got big problems, and there are a lot more than injuries if that continues to be out there.
Okay, very good. Guys, we'll be back in a second with Will, Sterling, and Mike here on the Sports Source Kickoff presented by Madisonville Marine. When we return, things that Tennessee either needs to eliminate or exploit against Nebraska. We'll start talking game plan issues. Come on back on the Sports Source Kickoff.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like Skeeter Bass Boats, the maker of the very first American bass boat. Skeeter's consistent innovation creates the most maneuverable, best engineered, and best designed boats for anglers everywhere. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
Games and Things wants to put more fun in your life with beautiful home theater seating. No matter your budget or room size, Games and Things has you covered with a wide variety of styles and configurations, from simple comfort to the latest seating innovations. Watch the big game, a movie, or your favorite TV show in the lap of luxury. See the selection online at OurGameRoom.com or visit Games and Things, Kingston Pike at Lovell Road, because life should be fun.
Games and Things, because life should be fun, fun, fun.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Have you been hurt in a car wreck? Every red dot on this map marks a car wreck case worked by the car wreck attorneys, Bill Hotson Associates, like this one on I-40 near Asheville Highway.
Ed got rear-ended by a truck and hurt his back. He couldn't have an MRI because of an old war injury, so the insurance company refused to pay. We filed a lawsuit and they paid. Ed fought for all of us, and we fought for Ed.
Experience you can trust. Bill Hotson Associates.
Welcome back into the Sports Source Kickoff, presented by Madisonville Marine. This segment brought to you by Games and Things. These folks do a tremendous job. Pub tables, card tables, billiards tables, lots of tables, home theater seating, and barstool seating. Plus, they got the old arcade games, anything for entertainment. This is the group to check out, OurGameRoom.com, or right there off Kingston Pike, Games and Things in Knoxville. Get out there and check them out this week if you get a chance. Okay, guys, the best coaches will always find the opponent's weakness and exploit it. They'll take advantage of their own strengths. You look and say, okay, this is what we're going to do, especially in the NFL. You see it more in the NFL than you do in college, I think. Whether it's exploiting Nebraska, who'll be without their top receiver and whose quarterback situation is still iffy, or taking advantage of its own weaponry, what does Tennessee need to do this week? And before we get into it, let me show you some numbers here very quickly, how these guys stack up. We even got the little greater than, less than thing going. Basically, those top three are offense. That's what they're averaging, and then their national rank. You'll see Tennessee's offense a lot better than Nebraska's. Next three, defense, scoring defense, rushing defense, pass defense, all better for Nebraska. You look at the rush defense, Nebraska 34th in the country, Tennessee 111th. You get down there to sacks, they've both recorded 26, but in terms of sacks allowed, Tennessee much worse than Nebraska. Okay, back to the question. What does Tennessee need to do against Nebraska? What do they need to exploit that's a weakness for Nebraska, or what do they need to take advantage of on their own side? Mike Griffith, I'll start with you.
Well, you know, Nebraska is not a team that beats themselves, John. They really don't turn the ball over much. And rule number one for Tennessee is don't beat yourself. And so as much as it's what Tennessee wants to do, which I can already tell you, though, they're going to want to be balanced. I think that's very important against any team, is to be able to balance your run and pass. We know Josh Dobbs is a playmaker. But more than anything, I think Tennessee needs to take care of the football. So whatever they do choose to do, whatever they do choose to exploit, and I think early on it's going to be kind of a boxer's match where Tennessee's kind of seeing, can their offensive line dominate, can they not? Do the receivers get open against that coverage? More than anything, John, don't turn the ball over. So that to me is what Tennessee needs to do, is not turn the football over, because that's where Nebraska's really good.
Okay, no turnover. Sterling, what are you thinking?
Without a question, they need to blitz, and super exotic coverages in the secondary. I want these quarterbacks to be more than iffy. I want them to be terrible, and our defense to be great, and that's where we hit them right there.
All right, Will Overstreet.
So on the offensive side of it, I think really it is Alvin Kamara. How do you get him in matchups? You got Josh Dobbs, you got Alvin Kamara, you got John Kelly's good at running game, but really, truly, your guy of really being able to call out the other defense and basically put them on the having to react to you is how you use Kamara. Is he in the backfield? If you motion him out, what do? How do they change? How does that affect their defense at that point in time? He's the key to really a lot of this offense. What could be this offense, to identify what they're going to do and how you're going to exploit their weaknesses. How do they cover him? Who covers him? And then just Josh Dobbs. From the day one, start of the first game, I would call a run play for him on the first play. Let it be known he's going to run, and he's going to run all day.
You just swiped mine, because my whole thing is run the hell out of Dobbs and Kamara. I mean, at this point, you waited a long time this year and said, well, we don't want to get Josh Dobbs hurt. I think that was part of the idea of not running him as much as you could. Watch J.T. Barrett for Ohio State run 30 times against Michigan. Right. Mm-hmm. If you ran Josh Dobbs 30 times in a game and he stayed healthy, which he's been pretty darn healthy his career, he'd run for 250 yards. I mean, he's that kind of a machine. I would, you don't want to say, okay, we're done with him now. Go out there and get him hurt. But it's his last game. What are you saving him for? I would run him and run Kamara again and again and again. If you look at these teams, the strengths on both, the weaknesses on both, I think the biggest single area of strength is Tennessee's run game with those two. They are so dynamic. So to me, I agree with you. I think if Tennessee's going to take advantage of their own strength, by all means, you got to run Dobbs and Kamara. Just my view.
I like it.
Very good. When we come back, what do you have to eliminate for Nebraska, or what do you have to hide on your own defense? Or I shouldn't say defense. What do you have to hide on your own squad? Defense. We'll discuss. Come on back on the Sports Source Kickoff.
Games and Things wants to put more fun in your life with a new pool table. Games and Things features a huge selection, including Brunswick and Olhausen, two of the most respected brands in the industry. Traditional, contemporary, rustic, or formal, Games and Things has many styles to choose from. You can even customize the pool table to fit your own personal taste. See the selection online at OurGameRoom.com or visit our award-winning showroom at Kingston Pike and Lovell Road.
Games and Things, 'cause life should be fun, fun, fun.
When it comes to your home, no one provides better security and audio-video systems than Safety Systems. Control everything using your tablet or smartphone, whether it's a hidden TV or the temperature in your home. Lighting, doors that open and close, lock and unlock, cameras that allow you to watch your home from wherever you may be, all at the touch of a button. Trust Safety Systems, East Tennessee's leader in security and audio-video systems.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like the G3 Talent Series. Talents give you everything you want from an all-aluminum boat. A smooth ride thanks to wave-splitting entry lines, lockable storage, live wells, insulated coolers. G3 Talents have it all. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Welcome back into the Sports Source Kickoff. This segment brought to you by Phoenix Conversions. Since 1987, they have provided quality vehicle conversions on trucks, vans, and SUVs. Folks, if you didn't get what you wanted at Christmas, take care of yourself. Take your car, truck, or SUV down to Phoenix Conversions and have that thing worked on. They do a tremendous job. You can find out more about them at phoenixconversions.com. All right, the best coaches out there will take away the other team's strength, and they'll hide their own weaknesses. So that's what I want to talk about in this segment, all right? And before we get into it, let's show you some numbers here. A few more comparison numbers. You'll see the turnover margin, Nebraska +5, Tennessee -2 on the season. Big plays, Tennessee's got a lot more on offense than Nebraska does of 20-plus yards, but they've also allowed a lot more. Look at that. Nebraska only giving up 45 20-yard plays all year. Tennessee's given up 69. That ranks 110th in the nation. Nebraska ranks 14th. Penalties are about even. Third down percentage and third down conversions allowed. Nebraska better in both areas. But in terms of the red zone, you don't get much better than Tennessee. Their TD percentage in the red zone, top 10 in the country, and they're better red zone defense than Nebraska. Okay, let's talk about hiding their weaknesses, taking away the other team's strengths, okay? You can go either way you want to go. I'll start down there with Will Overstreet in this one.
So here's what you do. In this game, you have to say this. We've got to get the ball back to our offense. Our offense scores when they have the ball. They're not going to. We don't give it to them. We can't let Nebraska run off lots of time and then score. That's what's been happening with this defense. What they've got to do is play high risk, high reward. Nebraska, if you throw it deep and you're able to hit a bunch of deep balls, you're probably going to score in 30 seconds. We're going to allow you to do that on most plays. The rest of the time, we're selling out to stop the run and get you to turn the ball over. We're taking away the short pass. I would tell my guys, when we blitz, you jump the first route you have as a corner for the interception. We're not looking. If they pump fake and we've blitzed and they have enough time to throw it, that's the fault of the guys that we sent blitz and they didn't get to the quarterback before then. You got to play this game ears to the wall, all back. They're either going to score in 30 seconds or we're going to get the ball back in 30 seconds. That's the game.
It's twice in a row you've taken my thing, so that makes me feel good. If I'm agreeing with Mr. Overstreet, I feel pretty good there. Much better than if I were agreeing with Mr. Griffith. I'm kidding. Griff, what are you doing?
You know, really same thing. I mean, you look at Nebraska's two most lopsided losses to Ohio State and Iowa, and in both those games they were held under 100 yards rushing. Now, a lot will have to do with who the quarterback is. I can tell you from firsthand experience seeing Tommy Armstrong in person, this guy is a playmaker. He is comparable to Josh Dobbs in many ways. I don't know how healthy he'll be, or even if he's going to play in the game. The other quarterback, though, has -1 yards rushing. Armstrong has over 500.
And 8 touchdowns.
And 8 touchdowns, including a 72-yarder. So depending on who's the quarterback, but I'm with Will on this one. I think you sell out. I think you pack the box. You might even play a little 4-3, bring another linebacker up. That's where Tennessee's going to be playing next year anyway. So I think you sell out.
Well, and we've seen less than stellar quarterbacks take advantage of that. Vanderbilt took advantage of. South Carolina had a kid that threw on you. But I agree. I mean, the bottom line is your run defense has been such an issue, and they have a question mark with whoever goes at quarterback to where sell out, stop the run. That has to be goal number one. And if you get beat over the top, you get beat over the top. Sterling Hinton, you've got an idea on offense.
Yeah, I got an idea. I guess we got to talk about some
something you might hide. Yeah,
you got to hide. So my thing is, unfortunately, with all the different combinations in our offensive line, they haven't had the continuity we'd like to see at offensive line. Coach Mahoney has worked his butt off to make sure these guys do a good job, and now we got to make sure we help them out because of all the different combinations we've had. So I would like to see a lot of different formations, motions, some different sneaking to the tight end coming back or back staying in the backfield to help our line with those gaps being shot from the defenses of Nebraska, and give Josh Dobbs a little time to throw that thing because he has time to throw it. Our receivers have been getting open. We've been making big plays on offense.
And they've used the formation thing several times this year. They did it at Florida. What's interesting is every time they do it, they tend to come back and say, well, we had to sacrifice tempo to use more of the formations, which, I've said it before, I'm a bigger fan of formations than I am their tempo. I don't think other teams' tongues are hanging out after playing Tennessee and people are living in fear of them as they once did Oregon.
But their defense's tongue's been hanging out because the offense has been hanging them out to dry with that tempo.
Well, I tell you what, I think
this game, good point to make.
Gentlemen, I think this game, we find a way to win, period. We're going to see some tempo and formations. Combo, baby.
Combo. Okay, very good. All right, well, that's the question, and we'll answer it next. Will Tennessee cover the spread, and why or why not? We'll discuss Tennessee, Nebraska next on the Sports Source Kickoff.
From East Tennessee to the Carolinas, no job is too big for Benedict Construction. Patios and decks, custom remodels, even custom homes. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like G3 John boats, built Gator tough. G3 Johns include all the features you could want from a workhorse boat. Massive live well capacity, lockable storage, even a midship fuel tank that allows for smoother running. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Have you been hurt in a car wreck? Every red dot on this map marks a car wreck case worked by the car wreck attorneys, Bill Hotz and Associates. Like this one on North Peters Road.
Lee got hurt when she was broadsided by a speeding car. The insurance company offered nothing, so we went to court and got a verdict of $99,000. We've been fighting these battles for 30 years, and we're ready to fight for you right now.
Experience you can trust. Bill Hotson Associates.
From kitchens and bathrooms to custom patios, decks, living rooms, and even shutters, let the remodeling team at Benedict Construction turn your home into your dream home.
Welcome back into the Sports Source Kickoff. This segment brought to you by Safety Systems. They are East Tennessee's #1 source for security and entertainment needs. Build your own perfect man cave theater entertainment room with Safety Systems. Give another VFL a call. J.J. Surlis works with them. Give him a holler and ask about it. Hey, we want to remind you that coming up Sunday on WATE TV6, we will be live New Year's Day at 11 a.m., our normal time slot. We'll have a full Music City Bowl recap. We will preview the Tennessee-Arkansas basketball game that's coming up, and we begin recruiting coverage as we count down to signing day. All of that coming up Sunday, 11 a.m. live on New Year's Day over on Channel 6. All right, here's the last question of the day. Why UT will or won't cover the Vegas spread. The opening line from Las Vegas was Vols by 3 against the Cornhuskers. Will Tennessee cover? Why or why not? Sterling's got a big smile. We'll start with Sunshine Sterling. Then it'll be Mike, and we'll finish up with Willie Raincloud.
It's warming up. It's cold outside, but the sunshine said not only will they cover, they're going to cover big. I got Tennessee really running away with this game. Plus 14 and better. We're going to put our best foot forward and get ready to have all our fans come back to Big Orange Country. That's what I see.
Aside from want to, what makes you think that?
I feel it because we really had a chance to heal and get some continuity as a team. We were really, really hurt, really injured as a team, really. And we had the hardest schedule in the country.
Nebraska has not had the hardest schedule in the country. In fact, they've played 3 ranked teams and lost all 3 of them. Those are their 3 losses. But they've had injuries all year too. They've dealt with a lot of injuries as well. They wound up 9-3, Tennessee 8-4. Different schedule though. Mike Griffith, Tennessee cover this spread, 3 points?
I think so, John.
Why?
Because I think they want to be there. You know, when guys like Derek Barnett and Josh Dobbs, 2 guys that are going to be drafted, playing this game, some people say it's meaningless, but I can promise you it's not meaningless to those players. They're accountable to one another. Give Butch Jones some credit. His players do like one another. There is a good chemistry in that locker room, and I think you're going to see it on December 30th. Tennessee obviously has some unfinished business in Nashville. They left there with a very sour taste in their mouth, and 7 guys, starters, John, from that Middle Tennessee area. They got to win in front of mom and dad on December 30th to feel good about this season.
I like that point. The problem is, didn't help them against Vanderbilt.
They were worn down, depleted team.
Okay. Will Overstreet, does Tennessee cover?
I think
Willie Raincloud.
I think honestly, I think yes, you have to do this. But I mean, bowl games are always hard to produce because it's about who shows up and who actually wants to be there. But giving that, I think Tennessee does because I think the month off, the ability to plan, all you need is your defense to be 1 or 2 series better.
Yes.
And your offense can take the game and win it. So from that perspective, I think the month of only planning for one team and the injuries being able to heal gives you enough and puts you over the edge to get that 1 or 2 more possessions and turnovers to win.
Yes, sir.
I think they'll cover. I think they'll win. But at the same time,
Johnny, hey, Johnny.
But at the same time, it's hard for me to say that because as much as this team looked resilient up through the Texas A&M game, all right, you had everything in front of you, and you blew it at South Carolina. You get a make good handed to you. You blow it at Vanderbilt. So the idea that this team is mentally checked in, locked in, ready to go, I got to see it to believe it. They may be. There's reasons to believe they will be. But until I see it, I'm still going to be a little iffy. I think they'll win the game, though, because I'm not that impressed with Nebraska. When you look at their body of work, I think Tennessee's played a much better schedule. Nebraska's opponents are about 500, 2 games over 500. Tennessee's opponents are about 30 games over 500. That's not even counting Tennessee Tech of the FCS level. But anyway, Will, very quickly, I'm going to close with you. How much of this game, give me a 30-second answer, right?
Okay.
How much of this game can be looked at as a sort of referendum on Bob Shoop? Because, again, if you come out there and the defense after a month still looks confused, does that raise your concern moving into 2017? And if they come out there and look good, does that make you feel calmer about 2017?
Yeah, I think it does. I think this is a big game because if you do, I mean, like I said, there is a clear line in the sand. If the guys come out and they still look confused after a month, you got issues. You're not understanding your team and what they can do and can't do. That tells me bad things. If you come out and have a better game and you see the game plan and kind of what you wanted to do, I think you've had more time in. You can credit a lot more to injury. If you're looking confused, then I credit a lot more. You don't know how to coach the group of guys you have in front of you.
All right, very good. Will Overstreet, Sterling Hinton, Mike Griffin, thanks to all of you for being with us all fall long. Thanks to Fox 43 for having us here. We really appreciate them inviting us over this year. Hopefully we'll see you next year right back here. We'll see you on Channel 6 on Sunday. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Madisonville Marine for being the founder of the Feast, Safety Systems, Phoenix Conversion, Games and Things, all these guys getting behind this. We appreciate them, and we'd appreciate it if you went out and visited them and thanked them for bringing you this show. Good luck to the Vols tomorrow. Here's hoping you enjoy the game. Here's hoping you have a good rest of your week and a happy and safe New Year's. And again, we'll see you Sunday morning, 11 a.m. over on Channel 6 for a recap of the Music City Bowl on the Sports Source. See you then.
This has been a presentation of Fox 43 Sports.